are a new asset class regulated by the Security and Exchange Board of India as a subclass within the REIT framework for asset value between 50 to 500 crore. Property Share Investment Trust is India's first small and medium real estate investment trust. The objective of today's webinar is to understand the details of PropShare Platina, the first scheme of property share investment trust. During the webinar, you will be kept on mute and all the questions will be accepted through the Q&A chat box only. You can type your questions anytime. We request all participants to please limit yourself to 3 questions if possible, and if we miss answering any of your questions, don't worry. You can email us at ipot@conceptpr.com and we will try to be responding back to you. Going forward, it's a great pleasure to introduce our speakers today. From the company, we have Mr. Kunal Mukhtar and Mr. Asim Khan, the co-founders of Property Share. The representative from the book running lead manager is Mr. Wafred Bilumoria, Assistant Vice President. On behalf of the company and the lead manager to the issue, let me thank all the participants for being a part of this session, and I now invite Mr. Wafred Bilumoria from ICICI Securities to deliver the opening remark and comments with this webinar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Ganesh. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Property Share and ICICI Securities, I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar. We at ICICI Securities feel extremely proud to have been associated with Property Share and its remarkable team, bringing together India's first SM REIT platform to investors. Let me give you a brief introduction on the Property Share and PropShare Platina. PropShare Platina is the first scheme launched by Property Share Investment Trust, India's first registered small and medium REIT. It is expected to be the first listed SM REIT in India, and the first scheme, PropShare Platina, offers investors an opportunity to invest in 6 floors of Prestige Tech Platina, a good quality commercial office space located on Outer Ring Road, Bengaluru, which is one of the largest office markets in the country. The property has a leasable area of 246,935 square feet and is proposed to be fully leased to 247.ai, a US-based tech company on a 9-year lease. This scheme offers a projected distribution yield of 9% for fiscal 26, 8.7% for 27, and 8.6% for fiscal 28. Touching upon some of the strengths, we believe PropShare Platina is a compelling investment opportunity for the following key reasons. It's a Grade A LEED Gold asset built by one of India's leading developers, the Prestige Group, located on the Outer Ring Road, Bangalore's largest office market. 100% proposed lease to a US-based technology company, stable cash flows from a long 9-year lease and a 3 to 7 year staggered lock-in period under the proposed lease. Inflation-linked cash flows with contracted escalations every 3 years under the proposed lease. Improved connectivity with the upcoming metro line expected to be operational by June 26. Experienced investment and asset management team. Corporate governance through an experienced board, marquee investors and advisory team. A low management fee with 0% in the first year going up to a maximum of 0.3% in year 3. Now turning our attention on the details of the initial public offering. The issue is an initial public offering of units aggregating up to INR 353 crores and is a 100% fresh issuance. The price band is rupees 10 lakhs to 10.5 lakhs per unit. Bids can be made for a minimum of 1 unit and in multiples of 1 unit thereafter. The issue opens on December 2nd, Monday, and closes on December 4th, Wednesday. I'll now hand it over to the founders, Mr. Kunal Mukhtar and Mr. Hashim Khan, who will take you through the presentation, and then we will open up the session for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wafred. I'll quickly run everyone through the investment note of this scheme, and then after that we can answer any questions on the chat. So please feel free to ask your questions.
Kunal, before that, maybe we can do a small round of introduction.
Yes.
Then start.
Yes. So we have From the property sheet, I think Wilfred has already made some of the introductions. But from the property share team, we have myself and Hashim. Both of us are co-founders of Property Share, which is the investment manager to Property Share Investment Trust, and also to this scheme. Other than that, we have from Concept PR Ganesh, and from ICICI Securities we've got Wilfred. So let me now sort of start with this presentation and quickly take you through some of the key points of the investment. Like Wilfred mentioned, this is a grade A plus office building on Bangalore's outer ring road, and it has been leased to a US-based tech company for 9 years with a 4.6-year lock-in. It's a total of 353 crores. We are buying it at 12,582 rupees per square foot. The photos you see on the left are taken from the main outer ring road, just to show you the prime frontage and visibility on this road of this building. It was built by the Prestige Group, which, as you are all probably aware, one of the largest office and residential developers in the country. It has been certified as LEED Gold. And the other tenants in this park include multinationals like Adobe, Deloitte, Schneider, Juniper Networks, and so on. To give you a quick example, or rather overview of this park, we've got the building marked in green here, which is the one that we are interested in, Prestige Tech Platina. And the one in front of that is completely owned and leased by Adobe. Also on the right, Adobe, the sort of park at the back is called Prestige Tech Park, that is owned by the Blackstone Group when they purchased that portfolio from Prestige a few years ago. These are some more shots, aerial shots of the building. You can see on the right, and then the yellow shaded portion, which is the main outer ring road. Obviously, this whole road has many other office campuses, including the Embassy Tech Village, which is part of the Embassy REIT, RMZ EcoSpace, RMZ EcoWorld, and headquarters of many multinationals. These are some of the amenities for this particular building, Prestige Tech Platina, and some of the interior photographs of the floors that we are purchasing. As far as the lease is concerned, it's completely leased to one tenant at the staggered lock-in, 3 to 7 years. 2 floors are locked in for 7 years, 1 for 5, and 3 for 3 years, giving us a total weighted average lock-in of 4.6 years, which against industry standard is quite high, because usually the lock-in period is 3 years, but we wanted to ensure that investors get a longer and more staggered lock-in for more secure cash flows from the asset. It's a 9-year lease at 103 rupees weighted average rent, which is in line or even a little below the market. The reason we think this is a really good investment is obviously the yield of 9% starting off from the very first year. Once you subscribe to these units, it goes down to 8.7 and 0.6 because our fees start kicking in. We are charging no fees for the first year, and our fees go up to 0.3% maximum at the end of 3 years. There's a 4.6 year lock-in, which is, like I mentioned, almost 50% higher than market lock-in periods. Property Share, as the investment manager, is committing 5% of the capital itself, which is 17.65 crores. As per SEBI's SM REIT regulations, it's a LEED Gold building. There's an upcoming metro, which I'll speak about on the next slide, which is 200 meters from this office building, the station, and obviously developed by Prestige Group, like I mentioned. In terms of location, the blue shaded line is the outer ring road in Bangalore, which is the largest office market, 87.1 million square feet. We are located bang in the middle of that outer ring road, and this is the metro line that's coming up. The one which is green is already completed and operational. The purple dotted line from east to west is also operational. Currently, the one that is being constructed and one that's kind of being looked forward to by most people because it connects outer ring road to the airport is the blue dotted line, which is supposed to get completed in 2026, and the red dot is where our office building is located, and the blue dot, or rather the black dot, is where the Karubisanahalli metro station is going to be, which is 200 meters from this office building. In terms of the metro progress, These are some of the photos of the metro. On the left is the outer ring road. As you can see, it's quite advanced. On the right is the station that's being built on the road to the airport. Now on the tenant, headquartered in California, 15 global offices in 9 countries, 50,000 plus employees. It signed a 9-year lease with staggered lock-in of 3 to 7 years. And if we compare it to other listed REITs in the market, in terms of the yield on the right, the chart on the right, we are at 9% versus the listed REITs, which are currently at around the 6.3% yield mark. The lease expiry, of course, for us is 9 years. SM REIT is not allowed to invest in under construction or land assets, therefore they are safer from a development risk point of view. And occupancy-wise, SM REIT is not allowed to buy any office building which is vacant. It has to be 100% leased, which from an investor perspective is quite good and secure. These are some of the projections for the next 3 years. Like I mentioned, 9% yield goes down to 8.6%. In terms of the structure, SEBI has sort of drawn on AIF and mutual fund regulations in structuring the SM REIT regulations. So you've got all the investors, the unit holders are going to be on the blue triangle, which is the PropShare Platina scheme, which is a trust, which is going to own the property, which is Prestige Tech Platina, through these asset SPVs. The rent will come into the SPVs from the tenant, and it will be upstreamed up to all the investors in PropShare Platina, the scheme. The trustee is Axis, and the investment manager is Property Share. In terms of the team, I've already introduced Hashim, who's director and co-founder, as I mentioned, in Property Share, and we've also got a very strong team of investment professionals, asset managers from pedigreed institutions, both educational as well as previous organizations where they've worked in institutional funds like the Blackstone Group, SBI Real Estate, and Pyramid Capital. We have invested more than 1355 crores in Property Share alone in the last 8 to 9 years, and we have almost 62 years of investing experience. Property Share itself is backed by institutional capital. Westbridge, an $8.5 billion fund based out of the US and India, is one of the largest shareholders in Property Share. Lightspeed is a US-based venture capital fund. Pnext is a Japanese fund based out of Singapore, and Pravega is an Indian venture capital fund. Our board of directors, SEBI has kept the regulations same in terms of the quantity and type of investors that you need for REITs and SM REITs. We therefore have 3 independent board members, one of whom is Mr. J.C. Sharma, who used to be the CEO and MD of publicly listed Shobha. He was there for more than 20 years. We've got Mrs. Rachna Dikshit, who spent more than 30 years in the Reserve Bank of India. Ramakrishna Seshan, who's worked in private wealth in both SSBC and SDFC for more than 20 years. We've got Benjamin Cassie, who has been investing in European and UK real estate for almost 17 years and has a keen interest in Indian warehousing and logistics space, where he's been traveling extensively in the country to look at various warehousing assets and portfolios with a view to invest in them and advise Property Share in investing in them. He worked at First Alliance Properties, a UK-based real estate fund. And of course, we have myself and Hashim as part of the board. In terms of the partners, like Kofit mentioned, ICICI Securities is the sole book running lead manager for this issue. We've got Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, who's our Indian legal counsel. Ernst & Young is our tax advisor. Trilegal has done all the title work on the underlying real estate. Axis is the trustee, and all the market data is from JLL. Now, quick overview of the Indian real estate sector, which probably all of you are already aware of. Some of the largest private equity and real estate funds, sovereign wealth funds, have already been in India for many, many years. I myself started my career at Blackstone in 2007. And you've got now GIC, Brookfield, Adia, CPPIB, all the large sovereign wealth funds also investing in the country. This year is supposed to be one of the best years for commercial office leasing in India, with more than 60 million square feet of leasing projected to happen. And of course, Bangalore has been leading that market for many, many years. Almost a third of all leasing happens in Bangalore, given the fact that it has a large talent pool, a good amount of real estate, and has been the Silicon Valley of India for a very long time. So that's about it on this presentation. One other quick thing is on the taxes. The 9% reduces to 8.2% after tax for the highest tax bracket, which is 40%, and therefore the post-tax yield is 8.2%, which is quite compelling. Yeah, now we open it up to questions, and we'll be happy to answer anything on this listing. By the way, Hashim, do you have anything else to add to this?
No, nothing. We can take the questions now.
Thank you, sir, for taking us through the presentation. We hope the attendees have captured enough and more understanding of PropShare Platina. We thank you everyone for showing interest in knowing more about the scheme, the company, its leadership, and its future potential. I would now call upon Mr. Hofred from ICICI Securities to make the closing speech before we end today's webinar. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Sure. On behalf of the PropShare team and ICICI Securities, I express my sincere gratitude to all of you for attending today's webinar. The issuance once again marks the first SM REIT IPO of the country, opening the doors to a whole new asset class and investment opportunity for various classes of investors, and not very often do we get an opportunity to be part of such a remarkable journey. The team has already delivered a commendable presentation detailing their strengths and strategies. Once again, I would like to remind you that the offer opens on Monday, December 2nd and closes on Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. The offer comprises of a fresh issue aggregating up to INR 353 crores. The price band is fixed from rupees 10 lakhs to rupees 10.50 lakhs per unit. The minimum bid lot is 1 unit and in multiples of 1 unit thereafter. I thank you all once again and look forward to your wholehearted support for this issuance. Thanks, Kunal. Thank you, Hashim. Thanks, Concept. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Hofred, sir. Esteemed audience, we have now come to an end of this webinar. We look forward to your participation and support on making this initial public offering a great success. Wishing you all a great day and keep safe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.